of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to The Garage, the posting on Facebook, and it's a podcast. And coming tomorrow, we have jeremycordeaux.com, which is the live streaming of the Court of Public Opinion from my dining room table. I mean, it's just worth it because it's different. I mean, it's worth listening to because it's different. No, you'll enjoy it. We've got guests. We've got lots of guests and lots of phone calls and lots of music. Everything you could possibly want. 3 hours of fun. Just like a radio station. Absolutely. And it works extremely well. Now, what is it that you'd like to talk about tomorrow? I've got no idea, but the phone number will be there on the door when we leave you today, if you want to make a note of it and get in early. I'll have a bit of a chat and then we'll take calls. And then our guests will arrive progressively throughout the morning. Alan Kohler has a very interesting piece on productivity on the ABC the other day. Apparently productivity is really bad. It's been going backwards for 20 years. I don't know how. How could we allow productivity to go backwards for 20 years? Slowly, relentlessly going backwards. Yes, well, no, people want more money, but do they want to increase productivity, which has got to be surely the only reason, the only justification for putting your hand up and saying, I want more money. I don't know. Alan suggests there are two main culprits for this, apart from the trade union movement, who simply want more money for less work over shorter hours. He reckons the tens of thousands of emails that clog up the business lives and the business world of everyone is an incredible handbrake on productivity. And he also goes to one of my favourite subjects, and that's meetings. People, from my experience in the corporate world, people love to have meetings. Now, I never understood that. I can't really remember too many meetings I attended where conclusions were reached and decisions were made. Meetings, endless meetings. And most of them, Alan reckons anyway, 60% of them are absolutely useless. I'd go further than that. I don't know why people do it. Meetings, let's have a meeting. Achieving nothing, wasting time, wasting money, and most importantly, wasting energy and not bringing anything to productivity. 6 IMG customers have been scammed. I don't know if you saw that. I think it was Monday. I'm pretty sure it was Monday. This was a scam because of online banking. Now, the bank won't give these people their money back. I don't know what the excuse is. I'd be hopping mad. But that's the bank. I don't imagine the scammers will be giving the money back either. It really does reinforce my prejudice against the idea of thinking that there is anything such as a secure, internal, internet, or even external internet banking system. It's vulnerable. I mean, how many times do we have to see these stories to realize that it is vulnerable to being scammed? I don't use internet banking. Yes, I must admit my bank is very keen to get me to do it, but I don't and I won't, and as long as they have some vestige of personal, face-to-face or phone-to-phone service, I'll be happy. I don't know what I do after that. But my advice to everyone, including my children, is don't to have anything to do with internet banking. It's all probably based on the fact that the banks simply just want to get us out of the physical bank. You know, the building. They want us to do it all online. You know, look, I would do it. I would get the hang of it if they would give me an ironclad money-back guarantee that I wouldn't be scammed or I'd be reimbursed if I was. But I don't think I'll hold my breath for that. No, I think the whole thing really is fraught with danger. You know, somewhere along the line, someone is going to come along and he's going to start a bank. And he's going to start opening branches. And he's going to be giving service. And there'll be people in the bank who smile at you and look like they're happy to see you and greet you. All those old-fashioned things. Now, we all in the old days used to say terrible things about the bank manager because basically he was doing his job. He was setting up banking in Australia to be one of the strongest, most reliable things you could imagine. And you don't get that sort of strength by giving out bad loans. So no one likes to be told, no, we're not going to give you a loan. But sometimes it's in our best interests. But going back to the simple business of coming up with service, branches, the old-fashioned way, I like the sound of that. Maybe it's a pipe dream, who knows? From the scam to the scan, I think it's time we exposed another one of those Medicare rorts, just in passing. If you've been through the business of having a scan, you'll realise that you put your Medicare card, and if you're smart, your health insurance card on the table. That is, if you can afford the private health insurance. And even when you do that, and I'm not knocking technological medicine, I think the advances that have been made are incredible. But you put your Medicare card on the table, and if you've got it and can afford it, your private health insurance card, you still have a huge out-of-pocket expense. There is still that gap. This is not what Medibank and now Medicare were supposed to be. They were supposed to be universal health care. Free. Well, look, I know nothing is free. I know that. But that was the great socialist commitment of Gough Whitlam. And Bob Hawke, when he rebirthed the thing as Medicare. We pay the levy. Okay? All good. We pay the levy. So where did the gap come from? That is a breach of faith. It's like them saying to us back in 1945, which was the year I was born. I wasn't exactly compos mentis, so I'm just going on history. When they said to people, oh, look, because of the war effort, what we're going to do, we're going to impose a federal income tax on everybody in every state. Because up until that time, it was a state thing. And the deal will be, we will give everybody, every man, woman and child at the age of 65, a pension. And it will be not means tested, it will be a pension, like they have in New Zealand. It's exactly what they have in New Zealand. Doesn't matter, you can be a multimillionaire and you still get the age pension. But over the years, they tinker with it, they change it, like superannuation. They turn it around. they alter it. But I can tell you at the other end of the exercise, we are the ones who are disadvantaged. And that's not right. Anyway, we'll go on grumbling about it. Who knows? Somebody might hear us. We, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if I have the time, we are in the middle of apparently an African gang war in South Australia, Paraloe to be exact. Who brought these tribes or clans and their hatred and warfare from Africa to South Australia? Who thought that was a good idea? I think it's a very good reason not to have people in Australia who are likely to be a problem, or the moment they become a problem, we must reserve the right to ship them out and do it quickly. We can't put the citizenry of the state at risk because of some sort of philosophical immigration policy. We still have these Somalian gangs in Melbourne. You remember those ones, those guys who ran around doing the smash and grab raids all over the city? Now, that's something we shouldn't have a bar of any of that. We really shouldn't. I'll leave you with some dates and remind you about tomorrow in a moment. It's the 24th. The Australian Antarctic Territory was created. We've got a very big piece of Antarctica. I don't know exactly what we do with it. We've got some research stations there and things, but that was 1936. Anyway, we staked our territory and we've been there ever since. 1891, Thomas Edison patents the motion picture camera. Pete?
1891, yeah.
Yep, 1891, the motion picture camera. 1932, the first transcontinental non-stop flight by a woman, Amelia Earhart, begins in Los Angeles, California. This day, August 24, 1932. 1853, the first potato chips were prepared by Chef George Crumb. C-R-U-M. George Crumb at Moon's Lake House near Saratoga Springs, New York. Popular legend says he invented it, though there are some earlier recipes in existence. I don't know, well, he claimed it, I suppose. 1853, I can't imagine the world without chips. Or at least baked potatoes. Steve Jobs resigns as the CEO of Apple Inc. on this day in 2011. He's succeeded by Tim Cook as a result of his illness. 2015, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg announces that for the first time, 1 billion people logged onto Facebook. Wow, Pete, that's a big audience.
Yes, that's for sure.
Are you there? All 1 billion of you? I hope so, I hope so. Rupert Grint, American actor. Harry Potter, born in England in 1988. American inventor Cornelius Shortout patents the stovetop waffle iron in 1869 on this day. I like waffles. You like waffles, Pete?
Oh, yes.
Waffles are good.
I like anything that's bad for you.
Yeah, I know. I'm on a diet. I can't even think about these things. 2021, Charlie Watts, British rock singer, jazz drummer, dies at the age of 80. Stephen Fry, the English comedian, writer, actor, Blackadder. QI, Sherlock Holmes, born London, 1957. On this day in 1981, Mark David Chapman is sentenced to 20 years to life for John Lennon's murder. 1994, Karen Perkins swims the world record time for the 1500 metres freestyle, and then swims the record time for the 800 metres freestyle. Wow. 1994. Pope Innocent III declares the Magna Carta is invalid. 2015, no, it could be. No, it was 1215. Well, good luck with that, Pope Innocent. 1991, Mikhail Gorbachev resigns as head of the USSR's Communist Party. Richard Attenborough, English actor, director. Ganji, young Winston, dies at 90 in 2014. Charlotte Bronte finishes the manuscript of Jane Eyre in 1847. And British forces capture Washington, D.C. and destroy the many landmarks that existed in the day. That was the War of 1812, 1814. They actually burnt down the White House. I've got a great big picture over there of Washington crossing, not the Potomac, one of the great rivers there near Washington. Anyway, I reminisce. I'll look forward to talking to you tomorrow on the, I can call it an open line. It's basically one telephone with one call coming in at a time, but I'm sure we can space that nicely. So we'll be having calls, guests, and of course you. Join us, jeremycordo.com, tomorrow, 9 to 12, live streaming from the dining room table. Pete and I will be back. Believe in yourself, and goodbye for now.